Hello, this is Dr. Jeff Kim, and I had a chance to do this activity called Identity River, which is great because what you're doing is you're looking at 5 different events across the time of your story, and then you're kind of telling how those events kind of shaped your identity.
So this is a way to tell a story that focuses on your identity. So we do a lot of identity-based activities in ethnic studies.
So I thought I'd share my personal example, beginning with number 1 here. When I growing up in the United States, in the Bay Area, I attended an elementary school, and for many years I think there weren't too many Asian Americans in my class. So I do remember going home and looking at the mirror and looking at myself and thinking, wow, you look so Asian.
They take different formats. This one you pick 5 events that have shaped any kind of your identities, whether they're social identities or personal identities, and you just kind of draw some images, and you don't have to be a great artist to do this, and you just kind of pinpoint 5 things that have happened in your life where you became aware of a particular identity.
Then I went off to college, and I remember an opportunity to participate in clubs and really resonating actually with AAPI clubs and Korean American Campus Fellowship, and it was my first time actually seeing so many Asian Americans concentrated in one place, and it was such a wonderful experience. I think I felt more welcome than I had ever felt in my life. And in addition to that, it's like if there was a leadership opportunity or opportunity to become an officer of a club, very frequently they would look at me and go, wow, we think, Jeff, you'd make a great leader in this area. And that's something that I had not experienced ever in my life. So it made me realize, wow, if you're a part of the dominant group, maybe that's what it feels like. You're in those spaces and you very frequently and immediately get recognized.
This is a way to tell your story in kind of a quick way. You do a community circle with some students, either half the class, full class, and it's a way to hear you interpret what's happened to you, and it's a reflective practice. If you were to do the Identity River in a year from now, you might come up with different stuff. It's just really like a snapshot in time about how you see your story.
Then number 4 in the Identity River event that I put was taking my first Asian American Studies class and starting to understand, oh, this is why I didn't grow up with so many folks that looked like me that spoke English fluently. And since then, it's been why I never had a teacher that looked like me, or an administrator, or a school board member, or seen anyone in the media that represented Asian Americans in a positive way. I started to understand that there's a story and there's a reason why that's the case.
After they create it, then you usually do a circle and you share out with folks, and then you reflect on how does this reinforce things you've heard about yourself or your community? How does it reinforce dominant or counter narratives? What connections do you have with other people? What similarities do you see? And even though I've been working with you all for over a year, there was pieces of people's stories that I was still learning about today when I was hearing it.
And then lastly, it was in college actually. I'd gone to church all my life, but for me it was just going to church. But in terms of becoming a Christian, that happened in college, actually saying, yes, that's something I wanted to believe in. And I would say that although ethnicity, race, all these things, different things do shape my identity, there's an identity that really goes so much more deeper than that, but also includes my ethnicity as well. And that's my faith. And so that was the 5th item that I chose for my Identity River. Could have chose 5 more, and so we could have made it 10. I could have chose a different 5, but these are the 5 that I chose for today. And I think it does tell a story from that childhood experience of looking in the mirror, and then to who I am today. And of course, we could even take it further to being a husband and father of 5 and so much more now. Thank you for your leadership and service and giving us another one for the Tool of Toolkits.